Imagine a landscape of unimaginable desolation, the Gobi Desert. A place where the horizon seems endless and the silence is profound. A vast expanse stretching across China and Mongolia, where life clings on by the merest thread. The few plants that do exist here fight a daily battle against the elements. Here the wind sculpts endless dunes and the sun beats down with unforgiving intensity. The heat waves shimmer, creating illusions of water that never materialize. Yet, into this wilderness, an extraordinary plan was set in motion. A plan that seemed almost too ambitious to be real. A plan to introduce 1 million rabbits into this harsh environment. Yes, 1 million. These creatures, known for their gentle nature and lush habitats, were to face the ultimate test. Creatures often associated with gentle meadows were to become pioneers in one of Earth's most formidable arid zones. Their soft fur and twitching noses seemed out of place in such a stark setting. The very idea seemed to fly in the face of logic. How could these delicate animals survive, let alone thrive, in such an unforgiving place? What could these delicate animals achieve where human ingenuity had struggled? The contrast was stark, and the challenge immense. It was a calculated endeavor, rooted in a deep understanding of ecological processes. The scientists believed that the rabbits could bring about a subtle but significant change. The minds behind this project saw potential where others saw only barrenness. They envisioned a desert transformed, teeming with life. Could the simple act of a rabbit digging its burrow or nibbling on sparse vegetation unlock a hidden vitality within the desert soil? Could these small actions lead to a larger ecological shift? The world watched, a mixture of skepticism and intrigue swirling around this audacious undertaking. Opinions were divided, but the curiosity was universal. The story of these million rabbits is more than just an ecological experiment. It is a narrative of hope and innovation. It is a testament to the power of bold ideas and the resilience of nature. To understand the rabbit project, one must grasp the scale of the problem: desertification. This is not just a local issue, but a global environmental crisis that affects ecosystems and human livelihoods alike. In China, this is a clear and present danger. The encroaching sands threaten not only the environment but also the very fabric of rural communities. The Gobi Desert is expanding at an alarming rate, swallowing grasslands, farmlands, and even threatening urban areas. This relentless advance of the desert is a stark reminder of nature's power. This creeping menace has profound consequences for millions of people. Families are displaced and entire communities are forced to adapt to the harsh realities of a changing landscape. Each year, thousands of square kilometers of land are lost to desertification in China. This transformation from fertile land to barren desert is a devastating blow to agriculture and biodiversity. This isn't merely a loss of landscape, it's a loss of livelihood for farmers and herders. The struggle to maintain their way of life becomes increasingly difficult as the desert encroaches. Dust storms whipped up from these expanding deserts impact air quality in cities far from the desert's edge. These storms carry fine particles that can cause respiratory issues and other health problems. The economic toll is immense, running into billions of dollars annually. The cost of lost crops, abandoned farmlands, and the need for constant mitigation efforts adds up quickly. For generations, China has been locked in a monumental struggle against the sands. The battle has seen various strategies, from traditional methods to modern innovations. Various methods have been employed, from planting vast green walls of trees to developing drought-resistant crops. These efforts aim to halt the desert's advance and reclaim lost land. The search for new, innovative solutions has become ever more urgent. Scientists and researchers are constantly exploring new ways to combat desertification and restore the land. This quest for a breakthrough led them to consider the most unlikely of allies. In a surprising turn, rabbits have become part of the solution, helping to stabilize the soil and promote vegetation growth in these arid regions. The choice of the rabbit might seem counterintuitive at first glance for an ecological restoration project, especially in a harsh desert environment. Yet, the scientists saw unique potential in these unassuming creatures, often overlooked in such grand schemes. Their reasoning was grounded in the rabbit's natural behaviors, which are surprisingly beneficial. One key attribute of rabbits is their instinct to burrow, a behavior that has far-reaching ecological impacts. In the compacted arid soils of a desert, these burrows can act as natural plows, breaking up the hard ground. As rabbits dig their tunnels, they aerate the soil, improving its structure and allowing rainwater to penetrate deeper, which is crucial in arid environments. Rabbit droppings are a rich source of nutrients, acting as a natural, slow-release fertilizer that enriches the soil over time. This localized fertilization can create more favorable conditions for pioneer plant species, which are the first to colonize disturbed lands. However, the potential for rabbits to cause damage through overgrazing was a major consideration that could not be ignored. The Gobi project envisioned a carefully managed system to mitigate these risks. The rabbits were to be introduced into specific controlled zones, ensuring their activities could be monitored and managed. It was a bold attempt to turn a potential ecological disruptor into an agent of restoration, transforming the landscape in a sustainable way. The decision to deploy 1 million rabbits was just the first step. The logistics of such an operation were formidable. Sourcing such a vast number of animals was a challenge. Specific breeds known for their hardiness were carefully selected. Transporting 1 million rabbits to the remote Gobi Desert presented another layer of complexity. It involved coordinating a fleet of vehicles, specially equipped to carry live animals safely. Upon arrival, the rabbits couldn't simply be let loose. The initial phase involved establishing large, carefully designed enclosures. These enclosures were intended to contain the rabbits and concentrate their soil-improving activities. The initial cost was substantial, but the long-term benefits could far outweigh these investments. It was a testament to China's determination to explore every possible avenue in its battle against desertification. Once the Great Migration was complete, the rabbits began their new lives within the desert enclosures. These were large, fenced-off areas designed to allow the rabbits to exhibit their natural behaviors. Scientists provided supplementary food and water, especially during the initial acclimatization period. Managing such a large population required constant vigilance. Overgrazing was a primary concern. The project likely involved rotational grazing systems, moving the rabbits between different sections. The health and well-being of the rabbit population were paramount. Monitoring the rabbits and their impact on the environment was technologically advanced. Drones and ground sensors were deployed to measure soil moisture, temperature, and nutrient levels. The initial period was one of adaptation for both the rabbits and the project team. Learning to work with these dynamic conditions was a critical part of this pioneering experiment. As the first year of the Gobi Rabbit project drew to a close, an air of anticipation hung over the research teams. The initial reports were cautious, yet tinged with remarkable optimism. Tangible signs of positive change were beginning to emerge. Small patches of green, more vibrant and dense than in the surrounding desert, began to appear. The rabbits' activities seemed to be creating microhabitats more conducive to plant life. Soil analysis showed improvements in structure, with better aeration and water retention. These changes were precisely the kind of foundational improvements needed for broader ecological recovery. The speed of these initial positive results was a significant encouragement. The first-year results provided a compelling and hopeful chapter in this extraordinary story. While the initial results brought optimism, the Gobi Rabbit project faced challenges. Nature, especially in an extreme environment like the desert, is unpredictable. The project team had to contend with a range of issues. Disease outbreaks and predation were major concerns. The rabbits faced the stresses of the Gobi climate. Ensuring adequate shelter and access to water was crucial. The team had to continually assess the carrying capacity of the enclosures. Each challenge provided valuable data, refining the understanding of how to best integrate these animal engineers. This iterative approach was key to maintaining the project's trajectory towards success. The bold initiative in the Gobi Desert did not go unnoticed by the international community. News of China's million-rabbit deployment quickly spread. The Gobi project became a fascinating case study. Delegations from other countries expressed keen interest in learning more about the methodology and results. The potential implications were enormous. The project sparked discussions in international forums and research institutions. The key was not to copy the Gobi model verbatim, but to understand the underlying principles. The Gobi project spurred a renewed interest in exploring bioengineering solutions for land restoration. The early successes served as a powerful proof of concept. The lessons learned in the Gobi are now echoing far beyond its sandy borders. The story of the 1 million rabbits in the Gobi Desert is more than just an intriguing ecological anecdote. It is a testament to human ingenuity and a powerful reminder that solutions can sometimes be found in the most unexpected places. The initial positive results offer a beacon of hope. This project underscores the importance of continued research and an adaptive approach. One profound lesson is the value of daring to think differently. The Gobi Rabbit Project invites us to consider the broader implications for managing and restoring degraded lands. The principle of using managed biological agents holds immense potential. The journey thus far has provided invaluable insights and sparked a global conversation. The shifting sands of the Gobi have shown us that even in the harshest places, life can find a way.